Welcome to the Rabun County School Within a School program, or as we like to call it, SWIS. Our teachers always like to put us first, but unfortunately we couldn't be here with you today. So we are bringing our classroom to you. Sit back, relax, and enjoy this hands-on, free fun experience.
Or different. Maybe not even black. What if you use blue or something that would stand out top? Yes. See, look how pink, look at the pink and how it just kind of looks like a sharper contrast with that dark. Like this is a picture.
I'm Lisa Patterson, the principal at Rabun County Elementary School, and I'm thrilled to talk about how wonderful our SWIS program is, our School Within a School. We have created this program for our gifted students, and it has been a huge success. The SWIS program is performance-based. If you go into a SWIS classroom, you will see the students working on the work. They are not passive, they are engaged in their learning. They have a lot of opportunities to make choices on how they show their teachers they have learned. And that's awesome and wonderful and differentiated for these gifted students. We wanted to enrich them and provide for their needs because so often those needs are not met in a regular classroom setting. But at the same time, while these children are using their creativity to make projects, perform tasks, they also are held responsible for their learning. They take ownership in their learning, and they are responsible for completing the work and making sure that they have met all of the requirements to show that they have learned that standard. We also accelerate the learning for the children, so they are working above grade level. And every child is not working at the same level, because even in a gifted setting, every child is unique and an individual. And our SWIS program allows these children to be individuals and also to express their giftedness. It's just a pleasure to be a part of this program and to see it in action.
The reason an idea for change came about with regarding our students that are gifted was because they were already in advanced math classes, but we were asking our teachers to advance them a half a school year, but also pulling them for gifted services 1 day a week. So we're asking our teachers to push them ahead a half a school year, but we're taking them out a 20th of the year to get their gifted services. So there was some resistance there. The kids weren't happy. Some of them, most of them, wanted to stay with their gifted teacher and not go back to class. They were having to make up work when they did go back to class. Parents weren't real happy about that part. Their kids having to make up work when they did miss their core class with their homeroom teacher to go to gifted. So Ms. Peacock and I just started talking about what are some different ways we could serve our gifted students. And just from past experience with another school that started a School Within a School program, students were given their gifted services, but also we created a different learning environment to meet the many different attributes of gifted students.
My name's CJ Thompson. I have 2 sons who came through the SWIS program 2 years ago. They're in the 8th grade now. They're twins, Ian and Aiden, and they really enjoyed the class, I'll say that, although it was chaos and confusion many times and very busy and very messy, but they're the type of kids who thrive on that. It doesn't work for everybody. Lots of kids need order and structure, and that's not what you're going to get in a SWIS class. You're going to get 8 different things going on at one time, and everybody's working on different things that relate to each other and different things all together, and working in groups and working by themselves, and you're actually learning without realizing you're learning. That's one thing I noticed about the projects. There's a lot of project work, a lot of group project work with purposes and outcomes rather than just sitting and learning without having it relate to anything that might go on outside the classroom. They did, obviously I think Ms. Joyce will talk about the magazine that they've done. They wrote the articles, they assigned photographs and images and published it. And unbeknownst to them, while they were doing all this, they learned how to write. So that's the way a SWIS project works, is you accomplish a purpose, and in the process of accomplishing that purpose, you've learned a whole lot.
I don't do anything, but when I came into this class, I realized that we can have like interactions with people and also do our work and have fun in the classroom instead of in math stations. It's really interesting because some days you'll have teacher, some days you'll have partner, sometimes you'll be by yourself, and sometimes you'll be doing things on computer. And it helps you prepare for real life, because sometimes in real life you'll be with a partner, sometimes you'll be by yourself, sometimes you'll have someone like your teacher to help you, and sometimes you'll just be doing things on computer.
I won Young Georgia Authors for the state in 5th grade last year. And I've always loved writing, and I've won Young Georgia Authors for my grade or my classroom, but I've never won at this high of a level. And this program really did help me because Ms. Phillips, one, is just a great ELA teacher, and also the inspiration for my story came from conversations we had in class about, I did my story on a nuclear war in the future, and in class whenever we learned about the Cuban Missile Crisis or something like that, we also talked about how some people thought the world would end from a nuclear war, and it's just another example of how this class goes above and beyond, and Ms. Phillips really relates everything back to us, and we talk about more stuff than just what we have to, I guess. And so this class definitely helped me whenever I won that.
So in this class, I enjoy being able to take what I see in the story and putting it into real life with our shadow box projects.
Growing, I'm getting better, and some of my grades are still the same, but where I'm ELA, where I have struggles in, I have a little bit lower grades, but I'm getting them up, and I'm actually learning what ELA is, because I used to not understand what it was.
My grades are better in this classroom because my teachers will help me out when I need it, and they teach me better, and they'll show me how to do my work and how to do it well. And
before I came into this program, I was like really shy, and I didn't really want to talk as much. And now I'm still kind of shy, but I'm trying to get used to it. Now we present in front of the room, and I'm not as scared to talk in front of the whole classroom.
Let's start with how I walked into this classroom the first day of school. So I see my teacher, Ms. Phillips, and she's over here kind of like, so happy that we're all here. And I was really scared of my teachers. They were more, more talkative. They were joyful. I don't know, they were just really scary to me at first. And then they wanted me to, be more social with others out there. And I would just be the one who would just sit there, do her work, and not say a single word. And they would talk to me, and I would just, yeah, okay. And I think that this program has changed me a lot, because now, instead of telling me to talk, they tell me to shut up, because I just talk nonstop. And I feel like I made more friends, better friends than I used to have. I feel like these friends are going to be the ones who will actually stick with me.
Okay, so what this class has taught me, it's taught me more than just standards and what we have to learn to go off to college or something, but it's taught me about how to be a person. This class has taught me about my purpose, and it's taught me just how to be a good person and not just a good student. And Ms. Phillips is really good at being motivational.
I think the only thing that really represents it is I also don't know
My name is Grace Carver, and I was the favorite student back in 6th grade in the SWIS program. I really enjoyed the SWIS program because they let us branch off and do more of our thing. They let us work at our own pace and finish more difficult projects to challenge us, to help us learn quicker, easier, more efficiently. When you were in the SWIS program, you were held to a higher standard. So when you get in trouble, you get in a lot of trouble, it teaches you to act more like an adult sooner, so you can become a better student in life. They push you to be a better student, so you can get a better career in college, so you can have a happy lifestyle.
Right. So before the SWIS, we had gifted one day out of every week, and that was no good because we would start on a project and then we would have to wait until the next week to keep doing that project, and we only got just a little bit of time for each subject, so it's not like we could go 1 week and spend the entire day on math, which some of the gifted kids are gifted in math and some are gifted in ELA. So like if you spent an entire day on math, then the ELA gifted kids wouldn't be getting what they needed. And then once they put in the SWIS, then that way we actually get enough time each day. And so you go in each day, and it's not like mostly you're working with the regular ed classes, but you're actually working with the other gifted kids. And when a gifted kid is put up against the other gifted kids, then that actually challenges our brains more, because then we actually have to compete. And that's how a lot of us are wired, is competitively. So.
Well, as a parent, I really like the SWIS program because I feel like my son's been pushed. As a parent, I want my kids to be pushed and come home and ask questions, not be able to have the work and the curriculum be easy. So when he comes home, he's always asking questions, needs help on assignments, and it's more of a, you need to try to figure this out. And I like the fact that he's being pushed and is able to do the hands-on project-based learning. The reservations as a parent is, most of it comes from those other parents whose kids maybe aren't in there, or, lots of times as a parent you hear all the negative stuff. Now that I've been able to see how the program is, and my son's been in it for a while, I really love it because as a parent and as an administrator, I would hope that all my kids in the school are getting pushed and are doing hands-on project-based learning. Because you can tell a difference when you walk into a classroom. There are those teachers that are using some of the same things that the SWIS program is. Kids seem to enjoy school. They're using those higher order thinking skills that they need. So basically, the reservations were kind of put to rest after a little while, seeing how the program is, because my son's being held accountable, which is good, because I think all students need to be held accountable. And he's kind of put it on his, the teachers have put it on him to make sure his work's complete, that he's doing the work. And I really like that, basically, that he's not being babied. When you look at the rosters coming up from the SWIS program, you can definitely tell the difference. The kids know they're not asking a lot of questions, but they're going and getting the material themselves. And if they do have a question, they go to the teacher. But a lot of it is self-paced. If you want to say, they're accelerated a little further than the other kids. And it's just, we have a student council, and I think 9 of the 11 kids on the student council came from the SWIS program.
Oh, wow.
So it's, there's a lot of leadership skills, 21st century skills being taught in the classroom, and there's definitely a difference between the students. I guess, it's been fun to see these kids, and I'm excited to see when, my son comes through, the difference that it makes with him being in that program, because it's, I guess if you want to, when you're putting 5th and 6th graders in a position where they're having to, go, if you want to say go get it on their own, or that Foxfire model approach to it, I like it because I don't want my kids, and I hope that I'm every kid, I'm treating every kid like I would my own in the school, is that they're being pushed and they're having to use their brain, and it's not just being given to them, but they're actually having to, use it and retain that material, and that's pretty awesome to see.
Well, because to know that your child's learning style is different and unique and it's accepted rather than frowned upon. Different learning styles are addressed and accepted and encouraged to be who you are. And if you need to read this to learn, or you need to do this to learn, it's okay. And that is, this mom's gonna cry, but that is helpful. To know that their gifts are brought out.
It was not really in my comfort zone, but my mom said that it's good to get out of your comfort zone and to do what you don't think you would really normally do without somebody pushing you. But it's amazing.